when it comes to Harmony's native token called 1, sometimes people like to say, let's talk about a different scenario. So in this video, I want to talk about 1, maybe hypothetically, and the idea of it, let's say go into the price of 25 cents, even though nothing I say is financial advice. But why wouldn't this be kind of like, something that makes me agitated? It's because 25 cents around a 23x from here, market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, would be around $3.7 billion. I mean, let's say we assume Ethereum, which is, doing pretty good as of right now, goes to 10 grand. Slightly over a 3x from here. Bitcoin at 300 grand, that's actually slightly less than a 3x from here. I mean, the way to take a look at it is that if someone asked me, hey, would you rather choose Bitcoin or 1? Now, I'm not saying on anyone's behalf, I'm not telling anyone to do anything when it comes to those projects, but in my personal perspective, I would actually believe 1 over the next 6 to 10 months over that, because I just kind of feel like Ethereum, Bitcoin, sure, they're pretty massive. They're doing pretty good as of right now. Very good, I should say, because Bitcoin actually recently hit a new all-time high. But then at the same time, would I necessarily want to, go all into something that recently hit a new all-time high? That's just my perspective, which is why when it comes to Harmony, I get it. 1, it's an altcoin, doesn't have the established fan base like an Ethereum or Bitcoin, but that's just the way to take a look at it. I mean, again, 25 cents around a 23x from here. I don't know if something like Bitcoin and Ethereum could ever do that in the next 6 to 10 months. It just seems to me a little bit outlandish, but that's just my perspective. But yeah, even besides that, why do I think 1, maybe at the price of 25 cents wouldn't surprise me? It's because when I take a look at Harmony, I do like its fundamentals. Like, for instance, Harmony is an open blockchain network. Now, Harmony's mainnet can run Ethereum applications while at the same time maintaining lower fees and having faster transaction speeds. Now, for instance, the Harmony platform also offers cross-chain bridges, which allows users to transfer assets across multiple blockchains, such as the BNB Smart Chain, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and much more. And the thing is, Harmony utilizes something called sharding technology. Now, why do I think this is very impressive? It's because through sharding, the network is split into multiple sections known as shards, and workload on the network, they are distributed amongst these different shards, and as a result, allegedly becomes very scalable. So when it comes to Harmony, I don't think it's that bad. And not to mention, when I take a look at sharding technology, it's not like, Harmony is the only one that kind of has that aspect. Like, for instance, a very famous project, Near, like I'm talking about the Near protocol, that has an aspect of sharding technology. Take a look at, for instance, something like Zilliqa. So when I take a look at, again, I don't think it's a bad thing, at least again, when it comes to sharding technology. Now, not to mention, I think something that makes Harmony kind of unique in a sense is that it uses a consensus mechanism called EPOS. Now, EPOS stands for Effective Proof of Stake, and this is actually kind of similar to the POS model, but there are some differences which I do want to mention because, for instance, when it comes to these POS systems, they usually reward validators for staking more tokens. However, on the flip side, Harmony's EPOS actually penalizes validators who stake too much on a single node. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, that's kind of counterintuitive. Take a look at how well, the proof of stake model has worked for so many other projects out there. Why kind of change that vibe, right? But here's the thing. The way EPOS kind of benefits to a certain extent, in my opinion, even though it's a little bit different, again, than the POS model, it's because through something like that, it encourages decentralization in a sense that if I just assume something is more decentralized, I would just kind of, again, have this feeling that, what? It could hypothetically be less susceptible to potential breaches and stuff like that. It's because, for instance, let me use an analogy here. Let's say I hide a treasure chest in 100 different locations as opposed to maybe 10. I mean, if let's say in those 10 locations, maybe 5 or 7 gets breached, that's kind of a lot right there. But if it's across 100 and only 5 or 7 gets breached, there's still over 90 left, right? So then that's kind of the analogy. I think, again, Harmony's EPOS kind of more so focuses, I would kind of assume, towards kind of having that decentralized nature. I'm not saying that POS isn't like that to a certain extent, but then this just kind of wants to take things to a whole different level, I would assume. So I think it's pretty unique. I think it's pretty interesting. And I think that is kind of what makes Harmony, a little bit different from some of its competitors. But let's say that Bitcoin dominance drops. Let's say we see a fully fledged type of hypothetical altcoin season. Whenever that's going to happen, that is beyond my control. But you know what? I want to be prepared. And that's why I'm dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting. That's it. Because with the way things are kind of trending as of right now, man, if let's say, altcoin starts recovering and, you know, the sentiment is kind of there near the end of this year, or maybe in the upcoming months, who knows what will happen when it comes to one. But one historically has done somewhat okay during times when the market was not doing that bad. So if let's say the markets are doing, let's say maybe even better, what would happen? When it comes to, let's say, maybe the idea of 25 cents, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, which is why I'm just going to stay patient. Who knows if it will ever reach that? But then at the same time, I'm just going to stay patient here because with the bullish factors I see as of right now, like for instance, over 600 million crypto owners, also the hype for the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF. I mean, why would I not stay patient? That's just my mentality, even though I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf. And feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.